Amiibo Nuzlocke. Here are the rules. I will battle every Smash Ultimate Amiibo that I have, starting with my worst one and working my way all the way up to what I deem is my best one. I can then use every character on the roster, and once I lose with any character, once they lose a single time, they are no longer usable for the rest of this challenge. Now I'm also able to use every single item, but only a single time use per item, no matter if I win with the item or if I lose with the item. That's enough of the rules, let's get to the action. Update time. Here's what the roster looks like so far. It's starting to dwindle because last episode we ended up losing, 6 characters, and that included Ganondorf, Hero, Incineroar, Byleth, Roy, and the big man Ridley. As for the items that we can no longer use, those now include the Smart Bomb, Freezy, the Beehive, the Bomb Chew, the Steel Diver, and the Launch Star item. That's enough for the recap, let's get to this week's action. After suffering several losses to end last episode, I had some time to plan a new strategy, and it involves, or maybe it doesn't, the Smash Ball, baby. So we got that turned on, plus we got the always reliable King K.Rool as my character. So things started off great as Falcon performed a backwards up special, but it kind of allowed me to get the first strike and the first stock. And then I apparently decided to do nothing following that up because Falcon ended up taking my first stock. Next, I wanted to try a big ol' forward smash, but Falcon's forward smash was just a tad bit quicker than mine, making me think King K.Rool's time in this challenge might be over. But this big ol' villain ain't going down without a fight, and down smash is a move that I love using on King K.Rool during fights. Absolute cinema. I then got nailed with the Falcon kick, bringing me to 160%, but as I recovered, Falcon went for the vicious down air to end me, but luckily he missed, so I used that move that I like to use in fights, and I ended up winning this one. My goodness, King K.Rool is so reliable. King K.Rool has spent a ton of time in the jungle, as we know, but he's never come across a plant that was of the piranha variety, so I had to pack him with a new item to help him out during this battle, and that item was the Bob-omb. Now, in an unexpected turn of events, the Bob-omb actually came in big time as I was walking around on stage and I was trying to plan out how to dodge it when I happened to bop the plant enough to where he met the bomb that goes boom, and well, I kind of got the stock off of that, so, a little bit lucky on my part. The Bob-omb then ended up wanting to betray me because as I grabbed it, Plant knocked it out of my claws, and then I went boom. A bit later, I did shield at the perfect time when Plant threw the Bob-omb at me. I was a little surprised that my shield actually didn't pop from this, so I tried to go for a follow-up, but it wasn't nearly as good as my shielding skills because my counter was then mistimed. But my next sequence was better than my failed counter, as I threw the boom boom thing at the Plant, and then I back aired him into oblivion. I enjoyed the back air so much that I decided to do it once again, and my goodness, King K.Rool is reliable. Alright, enough of the reliable one for right now. Let's try Dark Samus. Alright, I need a different character. So, one thing that when you face the Pokemon Trainer Amiibo, specifically the Charizard character, this false dragon loves to use side special off stage, and he'll do it straight into the side of the stage. So with this knowledge, I was able to time my first strike properly. I then did this cool move where I kind of let Squirtle grab me and then throw me off the ledge.
Goodbye!
But then I did an actual cooler move here, or moves I should say, because I went with a down throw into a forward air, into a forward smash. But then, in the closing moments, I wanted to test the battle of side specials. Remember that Charizard side special from earlier I was mentioning? Well, I wanted to fight Charizard's with mine, but it turns out Dark Samus' side special isn't nearly as good as Charizard's. With Dark Samus now fallen, it's time to get sexy. Alright, so King DDD wants a crack at some action, and he's got things going early on when I was trying to make it back to the stage, and ended up hitting this awesome up special that, it spiked Charizard.
He sat on my face.
Squirtle then came in next, and he immediately got some revenge with a brutal looking back throw. Charizard was once again the star Mon here in this battle by showing off his side special abilities, but after a very, quick few calculations, King DDD was able to position himself perfectly, and bam, up smash. Squirtle then tried to get revenge for a second time in this match, but ended up getting the big end of King DDD's stick for his efforts. Alright, so as we all know, I'm sure most of us know, Lucina is dead set on annihilating the Pig family or the Peppa Pig family, so her focus was kind of elsewhere during this match, but I eventually knocked her off stage here, celebrated a little bit, well, the only way that King DDD can, which I guess Lucina wasn't too amused with. But at the end of the day, King DDD came through for me when Lucina wanted the high ground, so I just knocked her even higher. Oh boy, PK Spam has entered the chat, and well, really kind of disappointed me in this match because he didn't spam a single time before he ended up down airing King DDD's derriere. Now, I'm not really sure what happened next, but I guess my forward air kind of knocked the wind out of Ness a little bit, and he wasn't able to recover properly, so, I'll take stocks where I can get them.
You're a useless character!
I then attempted to forward smash Ness, but it didn't really work. Now down to my last stock. I wanted to step things up quite a bit here. I wanted to make this epic little comeback, but Ness had other plans, so he grabbed me, shook me down for my lunch money, and, well, made King DDD not so reliable. Alright, so next, I was just sort of hoping for like one of those miracle wins, So I ended up choosing Mii Gunner, and this is not a character I play a lot, if at all, right? In fact, the only Mii that I probably play is Mii Sword Fighter. But for this particular game, the only decent thing that I was able to do was a well-timed neutral special, so that was kind of cool. But it did end in a few PK fires. It kind of baited me. I tried to absorb it. Didn't really work. I got dash attacked. And I've now lost Mii Gunner. Now my luck with characters that I hardly play didn't really change because I chose Simon Belmont next. But very similarly to the last match with Mii Gunner, I put up quite a stinker of a showing here. Like, I got my backside handed to me as well as another loss. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. King K.Rool, he's reliable, right? And perhaps the Gust Bellows item might be reliable as well. But it started off with Ness snagging the first item spawn, but funny for me, I don't know what happened here. Ness, when he had the item, he went to go use up special, but I'm guessing holding the item messed with his psychic-y brain here, and he kind of fell to his doom. So I'm just gonna repeat myself a second time here because Ness once again, that's a word, but Ness once again snagged the item, but for some reason holding an item and trying to go for an up special from a Ness amiibo, he just couldn't make it back to the stage, so he can have the item all he wants. Now, if you dislike Ness, then hopefully you will really love this, because Ness, for a third time, missed his up special timing, and it gave me the win. So sometimes, like I've said before, it's better to be lucky than good. In this case, I guess I was lucky, and King K.Rool is so reliable, baby! Alright, next battle is going to be against Ike, and I'm going to be using one of the most OP items against Amiibo, that being the fake Smash Ball. It's because Amiibo can't resist items. They're going to chase after it constantly. Now, remember when I said that the only Mii I play is Mii Sword Fighter? Well, here is where I'm going to use Mii Sword Fighter, and we're about to have a canon adjacent sort of little Fire Emblem battle, as I've chosen the Black Knight. Now, as we all know, Ike loves to fight for his friends, but I guess his brain doesn't because he wanted that fake Smash Ball. A bit later in the match, another fake Smash Ball appeared, and of course, Ike had to go for it, but it didn't really go the way he intended it to. But as he was trying to make it back on stage, I delivered one simple sword swipe, and well, it knocked him far enough away from the stage where his side special also wasn't too effective and he wasn't able to make it back, giving me the stock. And you can probably guess how this is going to go. One final smash ball appeared, and well, it was more than enough to destroy Ike. Dang, that fake smash ball is really reliable. Sora is up next, and all of a sudden I have a bad feeling. I don't know why. I'm sure it's nothing. Forget I even mentioned anything. Look, things did start a little rough when Sora did get the better of me here, and like Sillin likes to say, scoop! But K.Rool was able to answer back swiftly with a nice up air. You better king the man. K.Rool then tried gaining the stock lead by going off stage for this down air spike. Missed it.
You suck.
And then got wrecked. Sora was at 90%, but K.Rool wanted to make him go up to 102% instead, which then conveniently made him go back down to 0%. I got this. Alright, so the intense back and forth continued for a little bit longer, where Sora ended up connecting 3 consecutive attacks, and then followed up it with an up special, but K.Rool was able to survive. I ended up landing on the stage, went for a jab combo, failed miserably, and I got bested. Does this mean King K.Rool's not reliable anymore?